Oh, we should also find some people to bring in sometime.
No, yeah. I'm sure Aoife would still be still actually would like the idea.
Yeah, one of my friends said that he would come along sometime.
Okay. Maybe next episode we'll go ahead and get another guest in here.
Yeah. Oof. It's cold in here. It's...
Must be nice.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's better that it's cold than it's hot because I can always just put on a coat.
It's better.
Exactly. That's my reasoning.
Blistering hot.
Yeah.
Bro.
I mean, it gets to the point you can't remove your skin. You know, like not much else you can do.
You can drop all your clothes and sit in your room and hope to God you'll fall down, but no, the heat does not care. The heat's like, yo, dog, I see you're naked. Well, what if I told you?
I see you naked. Said the heat.
The heat looks at you with disgust, and he's like, now it's gonna be even worse.
I would pay a lot of money and do a lot of things for the weather to talk to me. If it involved me having to get naked, I guess I would do it.
Like you finally get the power to talk to the weather, and like immediately the cold's like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, come on, dude. Oh. You just go outside and you're like, why is it so hot? And he's like, because fuck you. Shut up.
I guess that'd also be really an inconvenient power, because then like you influence the weather. Because like you just have like a bad combo with the weather, and then the weather's like, I'll send a tornado your way. It's your fault. Like
that's right. That's right. You and the weather have a conversation about who's the best waifu and whatever anime you're watching. He doesn't agree. He's like, you know what? Fuse and Blizzard, fuck you.
You know what? Yeah. Hurricane, fine.
I'm not happy about that one.
Die.
You pissed me off.
I can't think of any good waifu wars. Never mind.
No, we're gonna have a waifu war later. Don't worry.
Oh god.
We're gonna have a waifu war later. All right.
Oh yeah. I mean, did you read what the hell we're talking about today?
I did. My comprehension for that was very low, so I'm moving into
Alright. So, seeing as it's the beginning of the podcast, how's everyone's 2 weeks been since last time?
It's been alright.
I'm sorry, just the immediate thing you said 2 weeks. I was thinking like you putting in your last 2 weeks for a job. Sorry.
Yeah, man. I quit my job.
Damn.
How was your 2 weeks? It was full of work. I was working, just getting ready to not work. Yeah, that's what my 2 weeks were.
I got friend requests from 2 random people yesterday, and they didn't even say anything in the chat to me, so I'm not going to accept this.
Final Fantasy ones?
Yeah.
I had one on Discord. Those happen from time to time, just people from random servers.
I'm like, who are you? I'm not gonna accept your friend request.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like... It's like, if you said something, I might, but I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't hate you or anything.
I've been spending a lot more time at my house rather than in the Mesa, so I get a lot less interaction, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. So last 2 weeks, let's see, Monster Hunter came out.
Yes.
So that's been fun. I haven't had as much time. Yeah, we had fun. I haven't had as much time to play it as I would like.
Fucking same. Jesus Christ.
One time, I had one day where I was like, I'm gonna play Monster Hunter today, and I played Monster Hunter for like 6 hours or something, and I was screwed the rest of the week because of all the things that I hadn't done.
I just kind of thinking like, just from a general standpoint, yeah, that's what I'm hearing from most Monster Hunter people.
Yeah.
What, they want to play, but they just don't have enough time.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a busy time of the year for people right now. Like, holy moly.
I mean, like, I'm gonna have
Midterms.
way more time. I'm gonna have way more time to play it here in these couple of days. I might even stream some. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have more time to play it because I have 3 days off. But like, the only reason why I haven't had enough time to play it was because there was an event a couple days ago in Grand Blue. I was trying to grind out some currency to get some characters. It didn't happen the way I wanted it to.
Yeah.
I work 12 hours a day in the factory, so like when I get home, it's like either eat something, go to sleep, chill out, and then get up and get ready to go to work, or fucking wake up earlier to play it, and then just be tired at work because the night shift sucks.
Yeah.
or just wait till when you're off to go ahead and start. Just go ahead and get in there and start playing some.
Hmm.
Turn
But
on
like, like
lo-fi pizza study 2 in the background here, guys.
but like every time I play it, it's so good.
Okay.
I don't particularly have any qualms to it. Qualms against it. I don't think I can think of anything that I actually have qualms against about. Hell, hell, like I think even Comey agrees with this, but like they've pretty much streamlined low rank for the guild hub anyway.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
it. It's
I've been really enjoying Rise so far. It's the game's got this level of polish to it that is really like top notch. Just like there's like a lot of fun little details. You know, the like if you send your argosies out, right, which are your little cat submarines, and then if you teleport over the gathering hub, you can see them leaving, and they have this fun little animation. You know, there's the maps are like they feel like they really use their space. You know, like they're big, but they don't feel empty. They feel there's like so many little endemic lives and things you can grab, right, and they're always in the same spot, so it's like, oh, I need to go here and I can take this path if I want to pick up these things to help me, and they're like actually useful, you know.
Okay.
And the movement is awesome. It's
oh yeah, it
yeah.
feels good to move.
So wait, is this different than normal Monster Hunter? Is it not how it was before? I'm confused.
So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I know
okay,
nothing about this.
So like Monster Hunter has a very weird history of being like, hey, so check this out, right? Okay, like it'll be okay. Every single game they'll introduce some kind of new gimmick, right?
Wait, hang on. This is a DLC or is it a game?
This is the game.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Yeah, it's a new Monster Hunter game. New game.
Okay, all right. No, I understand now. My bad.
No, but yeah, like every single time they'll introduce like every single game they'll introduce some kind of new gimmick, right? They'll be like, hey, so like in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, it was like, hey, here it was like a new weapon, right?
Freedom Unite was that Gunlance?
That was PSP. I think it was Gunlance, yeah.
Was that when they added? I can look this up. They must have added something in Monster Hunter 2.
Yeah, they add, like the first game came out and it was like, yo, this is Monster Hunter, right? And that's kind of what started the series off. The next game was they had Monster Hunter 1 and 2, and then like they were both on PS2, and they did significantly well. So it was like, okay, that's cool. The next game the next game for Freedom for Monster Hunter the next few games have been like the next game was on PSP, Freedom Unite. I believe they added Gunlance. I don't remember. Comey's fact checking right now. We'll see. And then Portable Third, they kind of added they added in more, like the gimmick was like it's faster now, right?
Okay.
Because Freedom Unite is fun, but like there was that game is so fucking jank. Oh my god,
it's really jank, yeah.
It's jank because like you have okay, so there was a monster there was a monster in the game, Plesieth. Plesieth is the textbook definition of why that game is so jank. Okay. So Plesieth is like a water it's like a water monster, right?
Okay.
And it's like some kind of fish, and it's some kind of fish wyvern or whatever you want to call it, and like its entire thing is that it'll swim around or everything like that. You have to throw out a sonic bomb to get it out of the water, and then after you hit the sonic bomb, it'll pop out, and then it'll swim over to the shore, hop out, and then start fighting you, right? It had different moves. There were like jet streams where it would shoot out this entire stream of water. It did a shit ton of damage.
Yeah.
The funniest thing, and this is why Plesieth is the most jankest fucking monster, and the reason why Freedom Unite is so fucking jank, is that Plesieth was big. He's a big monster. It's a big boy, right?
Yeah.
It had a move where it basically did a hip check the hitbox, okay, like the hitbox for that fucking move is so fucking big.
It's
no
ludicrous.
that you will find all kinds of meme videos and stuff like that of people talking about Freedom Unite, and like it was on PSP, so of course they were trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
Load times were incredibly long because you would walk into you load into your hunt, right, after
Mhm.
sitting there sitting a load screen for like the longest time, and then you walk in, like you had 12, 14 different zones,
Something like that, yeah.
all in one big map area, and every single time you went to a different zone, you would have to load back in, right?
Man, I'm just impressed by PSP games. Like they stack so much stuff in those games.
Oh yeah, they did. But like
It's
fucking,
amazing to me.
you would walk into a new zone, you had to sit there and load and everything like that, right?
Mhm.
The problem is that sometimes you would walk into a new zone and the monster's like doing its attack, and you would get hit in the middle of the game loading you in. As soon as you blink, it would knock you back into the other area.
Yeah, then you'd have to load again.
Yeah. And then plus its fucking stupid shit was that like it could be in the middle of the fucking zone. And there were pretty big zones, right?
Yeah.
It would be in like the middle of the fucking zone. Do a hip check. You walk into an area and get smacked, even though you're at the very, very edge of the arena, and it still hits you.
The
Jesus.
hitbox on Plesiot's hip check is actually absurd. It is hilariously broken. It's like, what were they thinking? It's like you are like 50 feet away and that thing like knocks you dead.
Like you're all, you're all the way in fucking Texas, and then fucking all of a sudden plus you have this hip check in Brazil and you still get hit and you're like, what happened? What the fuck? Where'd that come from?
So Monster Hunter DOS added longsword, hunting horn, gun lance, and bow.
Okay. So yeah, those are the new additions.
Yeah.
Portable Third, which only came out in Japan, added some new monsters. Added some new monsters. I believe it added the fatigue mechanic, where like monster like after fighting a monster for a certain amount of time, like it would start visibly showing fatigue and it would start drooling at the mouth and it would like run away to go eat something. If they didn't add it in Portable Third, they made it more apparent.
Yeah.
Portable Third is great because it's so fast. They like streamlined a lot of stuff and everything like that. Even load times were a bit shorter, right?
Yeah.
It also added one of my favorite monsters. So the Zenogre or Januga in Japan.
It's a
Januga's a cooler name, but hey, whatever. It's fast. Only problem is that game is short. There's not very many monsters. There's not a lot of monsters because they were like, let's shorten load times by not adding 20 million things in there, right?
I've heard it's also the easiest Monster Hunter game.
Oh god, it's easy. It's so easy. No, but the next game, Monster Hunter Tri, they added the charge axe, and then
Not charge
they
axe.
added,
No. It was switch axe.
That's what it's called, switch axe. Yeah, I was trying to think of the name because I don't use it. I use Charge Blade.
Yeah.
They added so Monster Hunter Tri, they added swimming. Swimming is
It was very controversial.
I like swimming. It's a dumb thing. It's not coming back. I'm happy that it's not coming back because they didn't do it very well.
I thought it led to some neat monster designs. But also, it was very clunky, and they knew that, and everybody knew that.
Because it was like pretty much you're swimming around, and then you have your oxygen bar, and if your oxygen bar went too low, you would start losing health and eventually drown. Some areas didn't have an area. Some areas just didn't have a place where you could fucking where you could refill your oxygen. So you had to carry there was new items you had to carry that were basically just like oxygen tanks.
Gotcha.
Dodging underwater didn't feel great. Fighting underwater didn't feel too great.
It was like you were really slow, and all the monsters were like, "Oh, I'm underwater. I'm swimming. I'm really fast." You know?
Yeah, it's like it's like having a dude with a dagger fight a dude with a great sword, and you're like, Why he get to move like that and I don't? Why this thing so heavy? He just dips around.
Yeah,
Like
so,
Yeah.
you would like you would have Legaia Cruise, which was like which was like the flagship monster for that one. It's like this big Komodo dragon style, like kind of like a kind of Eastern dragon design, right? And it would shoot off lightning bolts and whatnot.
Mhm.
And like on ground, he kind of on ground he had like he has his usual giant monster speed, where it's like he can kind of move, he can just move, right? You can dodge it, it's fine, right? But then you go underwater and he's like an entirely different fight, and he's like, "Why are you so how are you doing this? Stop it! How are you
Yeah.
hitting me? Why are you like this? I don't get to do that."
It was their first attempt at bringing verticality into the franchise. And then they were
yeah,
like,
fair.
okay, well, maybe we can do this by having like just varying elevation and jumping and mounting, and that's what they did with 4, and everybody loved that, and now that's what they have stuck with.
Gotcha.
That's what yeah. And then and like I said, like every single game they've added new mechanics. Like they added the what was it the slinger shot and like the new mechanics in World were basically like here's the slinger, where you like basically any throwable items you just kind of equip to your slinger and just kind of fling them out, and they would just go it was fast. You just moved around, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, World
Mhm.
had a lot of new things like
Yeah.
tracking and scout flies and
Yeah,
you know,
like a lot of quality of life improvements and
open
more
world
paintballs.
maps.
Yeah.
everything.
And like the new mechanic for this new one is that you have this thing called a wire bug, and you're pretty much like Brass, you play Sekiro, right?
No.
Okay. You're playing
Sorry.
pretty much any
I wish
game. Okay. Have you ever played like any game where you're playing as an ninja type character and like you have like a wire you can throw out everywhere and just kind of zip around?
I've seen gameplay of it at least.
Brass hates video games.
Damn, I can't believe Brass sucks. No.
Listen, I'm well versed in the animus and weeb culture.
Oh my
I'm going
god,
to
this
force
guy.
you one day to just sit down and like watch or play a bunch of random different games you don't know about.
We've been kind of working out. We played 7. I'm playing
Mhm.
DMC. I finished DMC 1. I'm playing DMC 3. The final boss of Devil May Cry 1 made me want to die.
I kind of cheesed it, so I don't really know how it is.
You can cheese that? How'd you do that?
Yeah, I just used the invincibility thing.
That works in that fight?
Yeah.
Bro, I tried.
I had trouble with the
man.
first part of it. Oh god, my entire party's about to die from Doom. Oh Jesus. Okay, well, new players. Yeah, they all just died in Sunken Temple. Anyway, yeah, it's not as from what I remember, I was like, oh, finally I made it to phase 2, and then my friend was like, okay, use your like purple star or whatever, and I was like, okay, and then I just went into DT and just like ran at the boss until they died.
God,
You'll
that took me
have to excuse Brass. I've been explaining mechanics to him as he played. Like every time I catch him playing it, and he's like, "I can do that." I'm like, "Yes."
I'm really
Like-
stupid.
Like
I'm
fucking,
really stupid.
like it fucking he didn't know that he could fucking use Devil Trigger to get health back and whatnot. And I was like, Brass.
Oh.
He's like, yeah. And I was like, use Devil Trigger. Why? What is it good for? I was like, it gives you health back. It gives you more damage. And he's like, what?
I knew it gave you more damage than no health. Excuse you. No, I finally just got the Devil Trigger in DMC 3, so I've been using that liberally.
Yeah.
Yo, you get to fucking see the Persona fucking Devil Trigger that fucking gets used 20 million different times in all the games he gets since, and every single game he gets put in afterwards.
Persona.
One of the designers for the Persona series designed some of the monsters for DMC 3.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm a
Gotcha.
that's one of the reasons why the stupid gimmick, the stupid joke of fucking featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series popped up, because fucking the next Shin Megami Tensei game had Dante in it, because because the fucking Persona designer came in and designed some things.
Yo, I still gotta heckin' play Persona too. I gotta finish that.
Which
P5R.
Oh, that one, yeah.
You could just play
Yeah, me
regular
too.
Persona 4.
Just play through it. Like you yelled at me for to not choose easy mode on DMC. I think it was DMC 3 when I finally found that. I literally had to go into easy mode for Persona 5R just because I was so mad at the game.
I won't fault you. I won't fault you too much for playing an easy mode on DMC because you're still new to the character action style thing of what it is.
I'm still on normal mode for DMC, but yeah, Persona. You know how much I'm not a fan of turn-based combat. I just want to punch and shoot.
Oh yeah, that's why character action games would be great for you. ARPGs and character action games would be pretty good for you.
Yeah, the one thing I wish about DMC, I think it'd probably work if I like slowed down and just kind of got more mindful with the gameplay. But I wish like the combat was more rewarding to me.
In DMC?
Yeah, because as of now, it's just like either stun lock them. The dodges don't feel super intuitive or anything like that. So that's just kind of my own thing, I guess. But
Are you in? You talking about 1 or 3?
3.
Okay.
1 worse. 3 is way better. 3 is like
3 is
million times
actually
better.
so much better.
But
here's the special thing about DMC3, right?
Right.
When you play through that game and you beat it the first time, that game is built upon its replayability.
Oh, okay. That actually makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, like the very first time you play it, it's kind of a slog a little bit because like you have to level up all your styles and like you have to level up your styles and do all kinds of extra stuff and everything like that, right? And like get your weapons and unlock your movesets. When you play through the game the second time and possibly on a higher difficulty and you have everything unlocked, that game opens itself up because it's like, look at me and look at how fucking hard I can style these idiots. Check this out.
I should say though, actually, like the last 2 levels I just beat, I think last night, I was actually starting to get like better grades in style. So like, I'm playing it better. I'm getting there. I just beat the Leviathan.
Okay.
Whatever level that is.
I think you're farther than me then. I don't remember that.
Okay.
It like those games are built upon it's like, all right, so you're starting off, you don't have much, but then like as you get further and further in, you start unlocking new weapons and new moves and stuff like that. That's where the reward comes from, because like you start to, like you said, you have a better feel of the controls, you have more moves, you have more things to do. You can just fucking you can style an idiot. It's great. It's fun.
Unfortunately, I'm just playing them to get through. I might replay 4 and 5, but most of them I'm just
definitely replay 5. 5 is 5. Ooh boy.
Sorry, before you go ahead, the Leviathan level. Heckin', you know the screen effect when you're swimming in DMC 1?
Yeah.
They decided to make an entire level based off of that screen effect and added like 2 more on top of it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was so goofy.
Dude, there's some
don't have to swim.
Dude, there's some goofy stuff in DMC3.
Oh yeah.
There's
I've seen some goofy stuff.
The biggest one that the quote unquote professional players do is like distorted real impacts.
Well, okay.
So you'll get a weapon later on, which is a fist weapon, and you can do like a short and stuff like that. So like whenever you hit, your screen kind of flashes. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that. So like you can pretty much essentially one-shot bosses by doing DRIs because because of the glitch in the game. There's a glitch in the game where pretty much like it kind of more or less will increase your damage and your hit count when you go into Devil Trigger.
Okay. Yeah.
So what it is that pretty much people will like on the exact hit is when they will mash out the Devil Trigger button, and you will go into Devil Trigger and then go out of it for every single hit. And it does so much damage that it just straight up melts bosses.
Gotcha.
And like you'll get one Shoryuken off and you're done.
Damn.
That sounds pretty lit.
It's hilarious.
I thought that the combat honestly was really engaging from the start in DMC3. I was playing with the Style Switcher mod, and it just seemed like there was a lot of depth to what I could do.
Oh, dude, that fucking mod opens that game up even more than it already was.
It was pretty cool.
Gotcha.
I was very impressed with how old the game was and how well the combat held up.
Oh yeah.
It reminded me of Kingdom Hearts 2 in that respect.
That game will continue to be a pinnacle of like, this is what character action needs to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry for stealing your week or anything like that.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. I forgot. Let's see.
Oh wait, we were. Oh
Yeah, we were talking about that. That was a while ago.
We went on a rant about Monster Hunter.
We did, yeah. I would say Monster Hunter was really polished. It's fun. Movement's really good in that game. Let's see. What else have I done? Let's see. Not a ton. I'm gonna be probably playing through first 2 acts of Kentucky Route Zero either today or tomorrow. Oh, did some more Danganronpa. I've been doing that weekly now as with my friends. My friends, yeah, come over and we stream it.
Saw the clip of that one case.
The swimsuit filled with gravel.
Yeah.
Actually stupid. That was the murder weapon.
The amount of disappointment on your face.
Not just that, but it was done like in the heat of the moment. Like that was something that was like, it was like she killed her in anger. Like in a moment of rage. It was like, what do you mean a moment of rage? She got out her swimsuit, cracked the fish tank open, ran over, poured the gravel into the swimsuit, tied it up, and then beat her to death. Like that must have taken like 6 minutes. What was the other girl doing?
He was like, yo, stop it. Ow, stop. Ow, stop. Ow, stop.
Ugh. It was just like, it's so funny.
Dangy rangy.
It's just like, it's a lot of fun to play with friends because it's so like ludicrous sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I saw that they were loving it. They were like, yo, Kobe's losing his shit.
Yeah.
Yo.
So we're on what is it, chapter 3 now? We're on somebody just died, so we're gonna do the investigation probably tomorrow and then do the trial for that. But I've heard this is the worst trial in the series, so we'll see.
Cue the fucking Friday the 13th. Is that a dead body? What about you, Brass? What you been up to?
I have unfortunately gotten my sticky hands back into visual novels.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
I was talking to a friend about visual novels earlier in work.
Still haven't figured out how to run Fate, but that'll be the next one I tackle.
Oh boy.
With or without the H scenes?
They're canon, you have to.
Mana transfer?
Did you hear about there was this dude and like he had a certain girl from Fate that like was his waifu, and like he was like a super dedicated whatever weeb, and he had his waifu.
Yeah.
And he was really, really dedicated on like she's super wholesome. She doesn't, there's nothing lewd of her. So he would like get really mad at all the lewds he'd see.
Oh my god.
And he saw the canonical.
Then he finally saw these ones, and then somehow learned that they were canon, and he had like a whole midlife crisis.
He's like, no.
Man, this come on, dude. You gotta wake up, you know.
Wake up, sheeple.
That just seems like such a long game that like I'm not sure I'm gonna care about HC and Sif or if they're there or not. Honestly, like if they're few and far between.
If you like Saber, then you'd be like, yo, check this out. I
I
get
have
that
such a
mad
hard
cool.
time liking Saber because there's so many different renditions of her.
There's so many better versions of her too that I'll
Can't
be
bring
like,
myself
yo.
to care.
I'm like, I don't care about you, Artoria, I swear to God.
It's like you have this character design and then they just slap it on like 5 different personalities. It's kind of like Kizuna Ai. Like we loved Kizuna Ai at first, and then they decided to use different actresses to portray her, and then it kind of like the magic faded away.
Is that what happened? I did not follow that.
Yeah. The original Kizuna, I think before she retired, they added this plan to have multiple actresses portray her. So
I didn't know she retired.
the original one did. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
I think she's now streaming as herself, is what I learned.
Oh.
Yeah, as I'm down real bad with the VTuber fandom. Yeah, I learned that. It's down real bad, I tell you. It's bad. I haven't paid money yet, but the only reason for that is because I don't have a paycheck.
I refuse to pay money. I'm like, I like these guys, but I'm not. I got bills to pay, dog.
You're weak.
I'm not weak. I'm actually strong.
I beg to differ.
I got bills to pay. I got my mouth to feed. Fuck you.
Yeah, and no, not your waifu to support?
No.
How dare?
I pay enough in fucking in gacha games. Fuck off.
Oh no.
Okay, you know what? That's valid. You have a first love.
I'm glad that I have restrained myself from that life.
Yeah, don't get down in here. It's dirty in here. It's gross and grimy.
Is it Grand Blue that steals your money?
It's okay. Grand Blue has stolen my money. I'm mostly free to play. Besides, like the tickets that pop up in that one.
FGO though too, right?
FGO, I am not free to play in that game. I have spent a ludicrous amount of money, and I have actually fucked myself over multiple months playing that fucking game.
Oh no.
Gotcha.
The worst story I have for Fate Go is that I was trying to get a character. I was trying to get Nero Bride, and without thinking, because I was getting pissed off.
Oh no.
I ended up spending over $500 fucking dollars in the span of like
Oh no.
30 minutes.
Oh
Holy
jeez.
moly.
Only to not get the character.
Oh.
And then the only thing that finally stopped me was my card kept getting rejected. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I look at my account. I'm like, oh, that's $500. I was like, oh, that's damn near $600. Oh no.
What have I done?
I was like, oh god. It's one of those feelings you get, and people that play gacha games like excessively, kind of like me, will feel it, where it's like you'll spend this money not thinking about it, and you'll get the character, and you're like, yeah, right. And it'll just be one version of that character, or one copy of that character. Some games actually have it. Some games have a thing where it's like if you get multiple copies of this character, it'll kind of improve stuff on that character, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where like you spend a certain amount of money not thinking, or even trying not to think about it, and you get that character, and then you're sitting there like, yeah, I got it, and then fucking like an hour or so later, you're thinking like, I really just spent $500 fucking dollars trying to get this fucking character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I do have to say. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't. That's it. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say.
Don't get
it has
here,
taken all of the strength that I have invested in me to not spend money on Heckin' Genshin when I played that. So Arknights was easier to not spend money on. But Genshin especially, I was really determined not to spend money on because I don't like the game.
Genshin is like kind of nicer because like after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of rolls, you're like, it's like, here, take a 5-star.
The pity rates I've heard are very good.
Yeah. Of course, it's like, hey, spend $100. All right, cool. You spend $100. I bet. You're not guaranteed. It's a 50-50 chance between getting the character you want or some other character.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, here's a 5-star. You spend $100.
So like, I kind of think that like the only reason the pities are good is just because there's few characters. And eventually, when they get more characters, it's gonna be less good, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's gonna be less.
I'm pretty sure the pity rate will still stay the same. It's just that, like,
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
it'll be like, hey man,
the chance to get your character will be much lower because there's going to be more characters to choose from.
It'll be like, yo dog, check it out. You see this? If you get another copy of that character, you can do this instead of that, and this will change. And it's like, I like that though. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So does, like, I played a tiny bit of Genshin like about I don't know, month ago.
Mhm.
I wasn't like super into it, to be honest. But like, I know like the big updates for Genshin are they add like a new character. Does like what other content does the game get besides the new characters? Like, do they get like new story or
Getting new maps.
Every new patch they'll add 2 new characters, more or less. Pretty much every single event they'll add, like, again, every single big patch they'll add something big, like, here's a new zone, or here's a new event, or here's a new boss, or so on and so forth. Here's a bunch more story, whatnot. Like right now, the Windbloom Festival is going on. Should be ending here in a couple days. They added a new 4-star character. They added a new feature called the Hangout feature. That is aimed at the people they know they're aiming at, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because like it's pretty much just like you hang out with this character doing a little side content, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And at the very end of it, you're rewarded with a really nicely drawn a really nicely drawn picture of that character and your character hanging out and doing stuff. The character I like, Noelle, has one where like you're both laying down under a tree and she's like holding a rose and she's like kind of blushing and you're like, yeah, you know exactly who you're aiming at with this.
Yeah.
You.
Is that the maid
smarmy
girl?
shit. Yeah, the maid girl.
Gotcha.
Wait, Noelle and the main girl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fucking
Well-
you're sitting there looking, you're like, you motherfuckers, you know it. And guess what? There's 6 different endings for every fucking hangout. So hey,
Oh my god.
here's
Okay,
more art.
that's
here's
very-
do
that's-
more stuff.
That's very new from definitely stuff they've added since I played.
It sounds like VN stuff. Perhaps you might be interested in that.
That's
they're
not
gonna-
what
and
it's like to
they
get
will-
there.
They'll be adding more hangouts after as time goes on, because they're like, wow, people really like this hangout feature shit. All right, cool. Let's add more.
The sheer amount of grind you have to do, which is behind a time wall, in order to get to the level required to do those things, is not worth me.
Welcome
Not
to
worth
Gacha
it for me.
Games. Welcome to Gacha Games. This shit's
Well, I can kind of tolerate that in the other ones. Well, not. I guess I should say the only other one I did play was Arknights.
Mm.
But yeah, that one felt way more rewarding to me than Genshin.
anime blooms.
I think that the core gameplay loop of the gacha game needs to be at least in some way appealing for me to want to play it. You know, like Kingdom Hearts Union Cross has an absolutely awful gameplay loop. It is so bad. I don't know what they were thinking. It is like actually horribly designed. And somehow
You
they
go by
were
Dark
like,
Road.
that's okay. We'll just keep printing JPEGs and selling them for $60.
And people were sucking that shit up.
And
They did not care.
I mean, well, they cared enough that the game's being shut down.
Yeah, I think it's just because I think it's because Nomura is like, there's no more story I can put out.
I'm sure they would have milked it for longer if they wanted to. I mean, that
yeah.
story.
I don't want them to
Yeah,
milk Kingdom Hearts longer, please.
You and I
It's
both
been
know
long enough.
that story
No, we're going even
went
more.
absolutely nowhere for about 90% of its runtime.
Oh yeah.
The first 600 levels of Union Cross are filler,
Oh yeah. they
which
are.
is
It's like, hey, go hang out. with
which
this
is
character.
hilarious. Imagine writing a story where your first 600 chapters are filler. What? How do you do this?
Go hang out with the Disney characters. I don't want to.
It's absurd.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of like a manga that did that to me, and then I realized it was Keijo.
Oh god.
Because like we discussed that before, how like they went into like aliens and space stuff
Yeah.
later in the manga, and like yeah, that's kind of what happened. Yeah, here's the main conflict.
It's great. Love it. Kingdom Hearts is fantastic.
It's so baffling.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts later too. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
In some ways, I'm kind of glad I grew up with COD instead of Kingdom Hearts. In a lot of ways, I'm not, but in some ways, I'm okay with that.
Listen,
Or
I didn't grow up with it.
alternatively, you could be one of the ones that they grew up with COD and Kingdom Hearts, and like your fucking your emblem that you made in Black Ops 1 was fucking the Kingdom Hearts symbol or some shit.
Oh no! Unfortunately, it's Smash Bros. Yeah.
I
There's a picture of Mario's out of my emblem as I shoot this guy down.
think I played Kingdom Hearts first when I was like 16, so I definitely didn't grow up on it. But
Dude, I grew up with Kingdom Hearts. This shit sucks.
yeah, I did not
Yeah, I
have.
also started.
I didn't have Sony hardware growing up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I also started video games later in life. I think we didn't get our first game. We would play on consoles at my grandma's and my cousin's houses. But I think we first got our consoles 12 years ago. So I've only been honestly gaming for that long. Wow.
Oh wow.
Fucking my uncle got me an N64 back when I was like 4 or 5. And then family member gave me a fucking old fucking Game Boy, like the big fat one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, my grandmother bought me a GBA. She bought me the special edition fucking Spider-Man one that had a little fucking vinyl cover on it and everything like that.
That sounds so
Ooh.
nice.
My little brother destroyed that one. He ripped the fucking vinyl cover off it, and he was like, he was getting in my
Aw.
way, and I was like, I'm going to kill you and beat you into submission.
That sucks.
I got a guy my mom was dating at the time was like, why doesn't Dominique have any game consoles? And she was like, I don't know, I just haven't got around to getting him one. And fucking he gave me one of the PS ones that had the little screen on it.
Oh.
And he gave me Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 1 is still one of my favorite games to this day.
That's pretty lit.
My little brother then destroyed the screen in the PS1 because we weren't letting him play at the time.
How many of your things
literally-
did your little brother destroy?
You would be fucking surprised. That'll be like an entire podcast. Like, oh my god.
Jesus.
Fucking, he destroyed that. He was pissed off because we was pissed off because he was like, I want to play this game, and I was like, no, we're getting ready to go to bed. And he was like, all right, fine. And so I walk out of the room.
And he
come
broke
back.
it?
He's standing on top of the PS1, on top of the screen part, and twirling back and forth. And after I knocked him off of it and cut it on, the screen was just gone.
Oh,
What the hell? That's awful.
You could still plug it into the TV and play it like that, but it was but the screen is not there anymore.
That's
So I'd
such
like
an asshole move.
yeah. Well, there's more stories like that, but I'm not going to get into that right now because, like I said, that'll be an entire podcast. Rush, you done with your 2 weeks?
That's a great question. I don't think I have an answer for you. No, yeah, most of the stuff I'm just trying to keep my focus on Final Fantasy because of rating and stuff, and there's always the desire to improve and whatnot, and so hopefully clear within the next couple of weeks. E12 here, I think.
Nice.
Maybe not that soon, but I think it's much faster to prog phase 2 than it is phase 1. So I'm expecting
I mean,
3 to 4
once you're able to
weeks,
get into phase 2.
yeah. I'm expecting
No.
3 to 4 weeks.
The
We've
end is in
switched
sight.
out-
You're almost there.
Yeah, we've switched out 2 separate members, so we're having to
Oh wow.
Kind of reprog parts.
reprog phase 1, but we have got there with both our new members now.
That's good.
We still have it's phase 1 of E12. Once we get gear, I'm sure it's gonna be much easier. But as of now, it's just like
DPS checks are hard locks.
not even the DPS checks, but our mechanic. We failed to those a lot,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so I'm not sure what it is with that.
Is it lions?
No, it's usually way before that. We have a lot of problem with icicles still.
Oh yeah. I mean, Shiva is, you know.
Yeah.
It's
But
rough.
then it's just small stuff in all the other phases. That one and towers are probably, or statues are probably our 2 biggest failures.
Statues, really?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of problems with statues. I mean, not anymore. We did one blood first, but we seem to we get it pretty consistently at this point. We had
So that's our biggest problem, is just our consistency.
last night we had like 3 runs that were like sub 1%. It was awful.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's really frustrating because it was like it was like damn, what that was like so close, and it was like, yeah, well, like 1 person didn't pot. It was like, yeah, well, I guess we would have had it. It's
Oh
like,
no.
I mean, it's not just that though. Like, it's like there's so many things. It was like, well, there was like 1 damage down earlier. There was like
Yeah.
there was like I messed up my rotation at one point. You know, it's like it's any one
It's
of
a
those
tight
things would have been enough.
Phase 2 is equally tight, but much more manageable because like you're doing mechanics as a group, and it's less individual focused.
Hmm.
I think. Maybe I'm talking about my butt, but
I mean,
like
the apocalypses are certainly like that. I'm trying to think. I mean, in terms of yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of the relativities, I can't really think of. Oh, yeah, I think so.
yeah,
I
Just
wouldn't
trying
know
to
nothing about
theorize.
that.
why it's more simple.
Hey, you're gonna get in there.
I might just wait till next spreadsheet if I can get back in the high end rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, having
Depending on-
to prog
depending-
through 10 and 11 to get to 12 is kind of hard.
No, I'll figure it out.
That's true.
That's a good tier. I do recommend it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Much more. So it was a good culmination. It was a good
I think
new mechanics, good difficulty.
it's a better tier than Eden's First.
Hmm.
I mean,
I think
I
my
like
favorite
Shiva.
one-
I like Shiva. I know some people didn't, but I like Shiva. I don't know if I like 12 more than Shiva, but I think that there's a lot of really solid fights in this tier.
I think the
10 and
biggest problem
11
with
are
Shiva
really good.
was just the difficulty spike from 11 to 12, and that's the only thing.
It's just because
from
11 was really
from 7
undertuned for whatever reason.
7 to 8, that is.
Oh yeah, sorry, 7. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 was really undertuned for whatever reason.
The best tier to me still, though, is going to be the first tier, 1 to 4, just because Titan was so good.
Titan is
is so
really
fun.
fun.
So good.
Titan is really good.
It's really hard to beat the epicness of just like big Titan coming out and like smashing.
it's so fast. I love how fast it is.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of really quick movement, and it's really fun.
Mhm.
I haven't done as much of Eden's Gate Savage as I would have liked. I haven't done. I've never done 3, and 2
Three's
I've
good.
done only a little bit of.
Let's go. Let's do 3 sometime. I love
We should.
E3S.
I heard it was like the least popular one.
People hated it. People thought that was the difficult one. Looking back, I think it must be much easier than we thought it was.
Yeah.
Because the difficulty was Black Smokers late in the fight. But I really like the difficulty spikes that there were, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So like the tsunamis, those quick mechanics were really fun to learn and to do. And those ones, like once you got them, which was nice as well.
Sure, yeah.
Well, in any case, my past 2 weeks have been just me lamenting life.
Oof.
I mean, the terrible
rough.
tragedy, the terrible tragedy that is being a Capcom fan.
What happened with Capcom?
It's not. Well, it's like, sure, they might be going in a good direction now. Before, like, I grew up playing like the old Capcom fighting games that like people that people talk about nowadays of like, man, it's good days, right?
Mhm.
I grew up. My mother for the most part, for me growing up, she worked in an arcade.
Uh-huh.
So like I spent a lot of my time playing those old fighting games, stuff like that. One of my favorite fighting games of all times is Street Fighter Third Strike. That game is fantastic.
Okay.
Played that. I grew up playing Easy Air Guys in the arcade. That's that Square Enix like Capcom wannabe, not Capcom, but Tekken wannabe fighting game. That had Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth, Yuffie, Vincent in there, and
That
Zack
sounds
too.
like something you'd
Surprisingly.
enjoy.
It's that game is bad. I love it. It's so good. No, no, but like I grew up playing Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, Capcom versus the game, Marvel versus Capcom 1, 2. Uh, I found out about Guilty Gear in the arcades.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like fucking the first Guilty Gear played was Double X the Midnight Carnival. That game is great. No, just growing up with all these like different Capcom fighting games and everything like that, like CVS2, Capcom versus SNK 2, just growing up with that stuff, and then like looking at stuff nowadays, and it's like, man, I would love a new Darkstalkers game, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I'll go for the longest time just not thinking about it because at the time they were hinting at maybe a new Darkstalkers game. They had the guy running the fighting division was an idiot. Just in more recent days, Capcom is less inclined to try new things because of course they're trying not to lose out on money, but of course they're also trying to still put out games that may or may not be fighting games. It will get better now because they have someone else running their fighting game division. It's just gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
The pretty much the skinny of it is like Yoshinobu Ono, for all the good that he did, which was pretty much bringing fighting games back into the limelight with Street Fighter 4. He hit gold with that game, but that was pretty much it. And after that, he just didn't. After that, he just didn't know what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
One of the biggest stories about it was Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You guys may or may not know how popular that game is, right?
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
Yeah, it's a very good game. He wanted that game to die
Why?
because at the time it was competing with Street Fighter 4, and Street Fighter 4 was doing well. People were like, "Yo, Street Fighter 4 is amazing. This is great, blah blah blah." Isn't that right? He hit gold.
Yeah.
And he wanted it to continue. He wanted it to continue doing well, which is why they released subsequent versions of it with like Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, and Ultra Street Fighter 4. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was being made. He was being made. He was like the lead producer of the fighting game division at Capcom, and his idea was like, I want Street Fighter 4. I want people only pay attention to Street Fighter 4. So any subsequent like, hey, we're gonna have this team work on this fighting game, right? He would straight up ignore it. He just wouldn't say anything about it. He would fucking stay far away from it. He would basically more or less want those things to die.
Huh.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when it first came out, it was good. but it had some issues. But a lot of those issues were fixed in Ultimate, the second edition of that game, in which they added 12 new characters. They added some new stuff to it, and they added fixed some of the UI issues and whatnot. And that game did well. And Ono was pissed. He was pissed. He did not like that. So so pretty much like it was like a recurring thing of like, hey, we want a new Capcom fighting game. Street Fighter? No. New Capcom fighting Street Fighter?
So they pushed it really hard.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When Street Fighter 5 was coming out, pretty much it was like, hey, so check it out, Street Fighter 5, cool, right? And it's like, yeah, all right, that's awesome. So what's going on with this game? Well, we have V triggers, we have V skills. Here's 15 characters at launch. Why 15 characters at launch? Because we want DLC. Shut up. Anyways,
Did it really only have 15 characters?
yeah, 15 characters at launch. It was a very small roster, considering the fact they were getting Sony money
Huh.
to make that game, which is why the game only came out on PC and PS4. It's just like he hit gold with Street Fighter 4.
Didn't they re-release that like 9 times?
Yeah, all the different versions of the game. No, but like he hit gold with that game, and then it's like he didn't understand how or why he hit gold with that. So when everything else he would put out would come out, like anything else that would like even was like remotely not even Street Fighter, he would just not give a shit. And then like everything Street Fighter he put out was not great.
Yeah.
Like it took an entirely different version of Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5 to finally get a second V trigger and second V skills. We still don't have extra supers like all the other Capcom fighting games, but you know, hey, look at that Street Fighter 5. Look at Ken's stupid hair. It's trash. One of the biggest things that kills me the most is that at the time when Street Fighter 4 was a thing, they were hinting at like, hey man, you guys want a new Darkstalkers game? And Darkstalkers is kind of an obscure fighting game they made back in the day. It was pretty much like, it was like their Mortal Kombat. That game has like a lot of blood spatters and stuff like that. It's like super cartoony. Some characters have like fatalities. Some characters have like quote unquote fatalities where like there's like a demon samurai in the game. Like he'll chop your characters in half or whatever for his like his dark force move, his big super move or whatever. One character will fill you up with blood. Will fill you up with so much blood that he just straight up kills you, and you blow up or whatever.
Damn.
Another character has a move called Midnight Bliss where he'll like run up to your character, and depending on if you're a male character, he's a vampire. He'll run up to your character and then grab you, and then you'll transform into like a gender swap version of your character, like a cute little shoujo version of your character, right?
Huh.
And then he'll grab you by the neck, lift you up, and then drain all the blood out of your body. And you just turn into a withered corpse, whatever. It's like all the characters in that game are based off of like different horror movie themed characters. Like you have your werewolf man, you have your vampires, you have your succubus, you have your abomination man, just stuff like that, right? And that Darkstalkers is the progeny to every single Capcom or Turbo fighting game that has pretty much any game that like you like mash out buttons, it comes out really fucking fast. Okay. Darkstalkers is the one that started that. Gotcha. And like it has a lot of my favorite characters. It has a lot of my favorite characters. That game plays and feels really good to play. It's one of my favorite games. And they were hinting at like, yo, new Darkstalkers, yeah? And everyone was like, yeah? And so what they did was Ono was like, yo, let's do the Capcom test. The Capcom test is one of the most asinine things in the fucking world.
What is the Capcom test?
The Capcom test is where they will take an old game, and they did this with they did this with Devil May Cry, which is why we got Devil May Cry 5. What they do is they'll take these old games and they will re-release them. And if a bunch of people buy them and it sells very well, they will then decide, okay, let's make a new game in this series. They did this with Devil May Cry. So they released they re-released the HD collection, Devil May Cry, the HD collection, right? And they were like, yeah, this one, and then they released DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition.
Yeah. I don't know much about it. I've just heard about it.
You can
It's great.
you can get an idea of how that went.
It's the best one in the series.
Is that
So,
the one where they put a mop on his head? And they're
Yes.
Not in a
yeah,
million years.
Yeah, fucking hell. That game sold abysmal, but fucking DMC4 Special Edition and HD Collection sold very well. So as a result, hey, look at that, the new Devil May Cry 5. Darkstalkers did not get the same treatment. What Darkstalkers got was, hey, you see this game? You see this game, Darkstalkers? Okay, we're gonna re-release Darkstalkers 1 and Darkstalkers 3. And we're gonna give it some online play, and we're gonna give it kind of like a fresh coat of paint, where we smooth out the character animations, stuff like that. Not animations, but we're gonna smooth out the pixels and make it look kind of blurry, or whatever.
Mhm.
And there you go. That's it. And they released that, and it's like, we already own multiple copies of this game, of these two games, and it didn't sell well.
Huh. When was the last Darkstalkers game?
Like back in early 2000.
Yikes.
So yeah. Right, he pretty much, like, they sold that, and Ono was like, well, I guess people don't want it. Back to Street Fighter.
I mean, it is hard to deny. Heckin' Street Fighter is
Street Fighter is fighting games.
They're most successful.
Yeah, Street Fighter is the reason why they're on the map.
Mhm.
So I don't want Street Fighter to go anywhere. I want them to do better with Street Fighter, which is and thank God Ono is gone, so he can't fuck up Street Fighter. Dude, Street Fighter 6 was having development issues, which is why we got a new season of DLC for Street Fighter 5.
Really?
Speaking of sorry, just to go on, but speaking of fighting games, I heard the new Mortal Kombat's supposed to be really good too.
11?
Yeah.
There's
There's one that's coming out.
There's not a new one. There's a movie coming out.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
There's a
Never mind.
movie coming
Yeah.
out, and there's no way it's good.
I've actually heard
It actually looks decent.
Really?
It actually looks decent.
people are hyping this one up.
Yeah, it actually looks
It's
decent.
That's
hard
surprising.
to do because, I mean, of course, video game movies and
The lead the lead
good-
producer of Mortal Kombat is actually was actually helping out like super hard with this movie. So like the trailer, like one of the trailers they showed off was like a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight, and like fucking they're like straight up like, okay, no, look, we have to do what they do in the games. This is the reason why Mortal Kombat is so popular as it is. So there's like in one of the trailers there's like a scene where like Scorpion like makes a blade out of ice, and then like he cut he cut Scorpion, and like the blood spatter that came off of Scorpion, Sub-Zero then grabbed it and then did something else, and it's like, yeah, they know. Okay, they got somebody from they got somebody from the actual team to come in here and look at it and be like, yo, no, we need to do the cool stuff we do in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one looks like it'll be fine.
Oh, well, that's surprising. I guess it's good though.
But still, it's like being a Capcom fan is a mixed bag. But hopefully, thanks to the fact that Yoshinori Ono is gone, and we have guys that actually like the Capcom fighting games actually in there. Dude, they put fucking Akira from Rival Schools. That's a grab right there.
Yeah.
Rival Schools is so fucking obscure and hasn't had a game since early 2000, and barely anybody in America knows that game besides like the fucking circles that do. and like they put her in fucking Street Fighter 5 for one of the new DLC characters, and it's like, dude, these guys actually know fighting. These guys actually know the Capcom fighting games. Holy shit!
Well, maybe they're gonna make a new one.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping, and I'm hoping for a new Darkstalkers. I'm hoping, but still, it's like being a Capcom fighting game is cancer. Lamenting life because like I'll go for the longest time not thinking about Capcom fighting games or Darkstalkers or whatnot, and then like all of a sudden a video will pop up. It'll be like an hour-long video essay about like, yo, we could do this with the new Darkstalkers or whatever bullshit. And like I'll get a bunch of ideas in my head, then I'll stop and think, oh, that's right, I forgot.
I forgot it's a dead franchise.
It's been dead for years now.
Yeah,
Oops.
that's rough, buddy.
Yeah, well.
Well,
But moving
next
right-
time, don't choose franchises that are dead.
Yeah. Next life, don't think about the old games. Don't be one of those.
Your favorite franchises should be like COD and Mario, and then you're set.
Fuck off.
Oh, you can't be happy with COD. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
It's,
like, this is assuming that you are happy every time a game is released in your franchise, irrespective of quality.
That's fair.
Like, you can look forward to a yearly release.
Pokemon, I'm playing. Well, in any case, moving right along into our topic today, because we have about 40 minutes left. Our weeks went on a bit long.
Yeah.
For our first topic, we're gonna have a gimmick topic. Gimmick topic. This was gonna be fun. Hey, Brass,
Yeah.
do you like sword art?
Oh no. Ah shit.
I finished season 1 of Alicization.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I actually enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah.
Did you like the old? Did you like the old sword arts?
No.
Brass, I'm
Did
so
not
proud
like
of
it.
you.
So our topic today is we're gonna here's a special thing I'm going to do for us. This is the Comey defends his favorite thing hour.
Shit.
This is not what I was expecting when I saw the prompt. Jesus.
Oh god, our unveil just
Comey.
popped. This is 9 minutes elapsed, our unveil popped, and now I'm
So
defending
Comey.
Sword Art Online.
Hey, buddy, I would like you to defend Sword Art Online.
Okay, what about it?
Tell me what's up with all the weird, creepy sex stuff.
Okay, well, listen. I wanna preface this by saying that people when they hear that like I enjoy SAO, they're like, okay, you like
Like the weird, creepy
all of
sex stuff.
SAO.
Huh?
No, I don't. In fact, there's very large sequences that I don't like. For instance, the entire fairy arc, for the most part.
Oh, my brother, what's going on with that?
I
It
haven't
kind of hit different.
I haven't seen the first 2 seasons in a long time. And basically, SAO was like my second anime, right? And I watched it as one of my first pieces of like action romance kind of thing, and I was really liked it, you know. And so I was really interested in it and wanted to keep going with it. So I read the novels. So I read Alicization, which is where the anime picked up back when I was, caught up to it before season 3 came out. And so I read through Alicization, and I loved it. It was fantastic. And so I don't know, it just sort of became this thing that like I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk to people about, and I sort of got involved in some like communities, I guess. And anyway, it was just like I really, really enjoyed the setting and the world building and the relationships between the 2 main characters, being Kirito and Yujiro. They have such a good dynamic and relationship, and I really, really enjoyed reading it, right? So, you know, unfortunately, the thing about liking part of SAO is that uh, there's other parts of SAO. Um, and listen, I think that
You're not
I don't
wrong.
hate. I think that the first arc, you know, it's a fun concept, and I think there's some interesting fun things that it does. Um, do I think in my current day, not 13-year-old, that it's like, you know, really well written and has great characters? No, I don't. But it is something that carries meaning to me because it's something that I attached to, I guess, you know? Like, I understand, I can analyze it critically and
Mhm.
not enjoy the pieces of it that, you know, are bad or weird or whatever.
The
Like,
most apparent.
the author's strange reliance on sexual assault as a plot device happens way too much. I don't know what that's
The
about.
weird, the weird scene where Asuna breaks out of her cage and immediately gets attacked by fucking tentacle monsters because
Yeah,
why?
that was kind of weird. Didn't enjoy that. But like, there's things about it that I think are fun, right? I think that the relationship between Kirito and Asuna is cute, and I think that the sort
done
of
better.
absolutely could be done better.
That one, it gets better with time though. Like throughout the series, like again, having just watched Alicization, I really do like the dynamic in that.
There, I think, like, it especially comes through really strong in the movie. The movie is just all about their relationship, and it's just like really sweet. I don't know. I just feel like it's two characters who like genuinely, really care about each other, and it's super cute.
Well, what about the other girls though?
Okay, that's the thing. Everyone's always like, SEO is a harem, and every arc the author adds like a new girl, right? And it's always how it is, which is kind of why I love Alicization, is because the new character that gets introduced as the new secondary protagonist is just like a bro, you know? There's no sexual tension, or okay, well, that's debatable, but it's like it's
Yo, Kirito's my brother? What? Hold on.
but it's like
I'm intrigued.
it's just this really like awesome platonic relationship, and there's no drama between like being like, I'm in love but he's with somebody else, you know. It's they don't do that. I love
do very much like that.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't reread Alicization in a while. I'm sort of all over the place here, but I haven't reread Alicization in a while, right? But I really like, I connected a lot, I guess, with Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's his arc, I think, is really nice. It's so sad, you know? It's like this dude who lives his entire life like devoid of a singular purpose, and then at the end, I mean, I guess spoilers for Alicization, but you know, he doesn't get it, and it's like, damn, you know, it sucks, but like his existence and his life were still meaningful in despite of that. I don't know, I just think it's really nice, you know. It's like he doesn't get what he's after, but he finds things along the way that are equally meaningful.
I really did like that part of Alicization, the expectation subversion kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like SAO original, it plays the narrative to a T. It does what you expect it to do. The main character's overpowered. He gets a love interest. They do it. Whatever. Everything is to the formula.
Yeah.
And that's the really cool part about how the story has continued in Alicization, in that, yeah, they can deviate from this stuff. There's a whole crap ton of stuff. Like I personally really disliked a lot of the stuff that Yu-Gi-Oh did because it seemed out of character. Same with Kirito. But that was the whole thing that kind of turned me around at the end of the season, was just the amount of stuff that didn't happen the way you expected it to. And maybe that's a big problem with me, because that's why I really like The Last Jedi. Wait, hang on. That's the one, right? Episode 8.
Episode 8? That's yeah, Last Jedi.
Yeah, The Last Jedi. Everyone hates that one. I love that
Yeah,
one so much. So
really?
there's a little bit of a problem for me because I like the expectations subversion that kind of supersedes any actual criticism, unfortunately.
Mm,
Um,
I
but
see.
no, I really enjoyed that part of SAO. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I basically when I say that I like SAO, it's mostly like I'll be honest, I don't have a strong attachment to most anything in the first like 2 seasons. I like the characters in there because I like it's like I like them because I like them now, you know? And not from what they actually exhibit in that. Not that there's nothing that I like in those. It's I don't know. I guess it's not that there's nothing at all that I that's not true. Yeah, it's not that there's nothing at all. It's it's hard to describe.
Yeah, I feel you.
I like Sinon,
Sinon, yeah, I like Sinon.
but then they ruined her by shoving her directly onto onto Kirito.
Yeah, well, I think now that it's in a decent platonic place, which is cool.
What about the scene? What about the scene at one of the ending episodes of fucking season 2 where fucking they go through this stupid fucking quest and they get the fucking big sword and then she catches it and she's like, whenever you use this, think of me.
Yeah,
And then Austin is like, and then Kirito's like,
that arc is
and everyone else
pretty
is like,
filler anyway, so I didn't really, it was whatever.
or the one that kills me is they finally they introduce a character that doesn't like Kirito, or at least wants to get with Kirito, right? Doesn't
Yeah.
fall in love with him, but she has to be gay.
Wait, who?
So
Wait,
Yuki,
hang on, what?
Who are you talking about?
the cancer girl,
Oh, Yugi?
yeah.
She doesn't even meet Kirito.
Well, it does in the game.
I mean, she
Yeah.
meets him like
the whole
once
thing.
at the end, right?
You like
The whole time.
I thought she like barely. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, she fought him. Yeah, but he's barely in that arc.
Yeah, and it was just
That's
like, well, and it's like, well, if Kirito's not here, well, then she's gonna fall in love with Asuna, and it's like, why? One of the only characters that doesn't like Kirito, but it like ends up having like the other protagonist, like quote unquote.
Yeah, I think.
To her new harem
Yeah.
that she'll get later.
Well, anyway, I think
It's weird.
it's
Goofy.
part of it is a sort of nostalgia and connection from, you know, just liking it as I watched it when I was younger. And I think the other part of it is there are some genuine moments that I do think are fun and enjoy. Like, for instance, season 2, the bit with the grenade hug, I think is really fun. Where like Sinon lights a grenade and then hugs Kirito to end the tournament.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was fun. There's a bit where he deflects all the bullets and does just an absurdly unnecessary amount of flips.
Animation
it's-
is real good.
And I thought that was fun.
I mean, it's Trigger doing the animation, so like
Triggered? What? That's A1, right?
What?
no, Trigger.
What?
I think they did the first season.
I don't think so. I think that was A1.
I would have to look it up again.
Yeah, you'd have to. That might.
I'm
make me
relatively
watch it
certain
again.
it was A1. But anyway, yeah, but like the part of it that I really like, and maybe I would like less if I watched it, read it again, was Alicization. I just really, I don't know, like that part of it. Even if it is, like, if I went back to it and I didn't like it as much, I think I would still have a emotional attachment to it. I liked it like significantly more than anything in the main series SAO, and I think that like the movie reflects how I see those characters in Alicization, so I like the movie a lot. Main series, like first season, when I look at like screenshots of like season 1 Kirito, I'm like, who is this guy? You know, I don't know. It's like I feel nothing. And then I look at like some
Okay, yeah,
like fan art of like Alicization Kirito, and I'm like, yeah, that's my dude. You know, I don't know. It's like different.
I think one of the funniest things that like someone pointed out to me later on about season 1, right, was that like, so at the very beginning they do a thing where they introduce like, hey, check it out, yo, this character Kirito, he's a beater. He played the beta, right?
Yeah, beater. That's so stupid.
Yeah, he's a beater, right? So like the beta only went up to a certain amount of floors, right? And
yeah, I think so.
so like where they jump to later on in the story is like way past those floors, and like no one else is ever established as a beater. So like
That is also true.
so like Kirito so like Kirito, one of Kirito's main, one of his main like actual like thought processes was like, I'll just make everyone hate me so they'll leave the rest of the beaters alone, right? And like and he was like, I'll just have them discriminate against me for being a beater, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, everyone that he interacts with doesn't give a shit. And like at the point where they are at in the game, like the people who play the beta just aren't the people who play the beta like shouldn't even be discriminated against anymore, because like they don't know what's after this certain amount of floors.
Mm-hmm.
And like why exactly they would discriminate against the beaters makes no fucking sense, because now you're stuck in a death game, right?
Yeah.
So it's like any amount of information you could get would be fucking fantastic. So like you would think like, hey, the dudes who play the beta, they could fucking definitely help us out, get rid of this shit.
Well, I think that's why they were mad, though, right? It's because they didn't. Oh, no, but they did, right? Didn't they like put together a guide for everyone?
I think that was in the redo thing they're doing right now,
Progressive.
where it's like
there was a guide in the first one.
I think there was a guide. Yeah, they made a guide for the people, and they were still mad because they were like.
I think they were mad that for some reason that they were either overpowered or that they were withholding information. One of those two.
But like that's the funniest thing, right? Because like they never actually show different scenes of that happening. Like it's just like, oh, I'm a beater, and everyone's like, oh, fuck you, and it's just like after that, like there's no one there's no one else out there who's like, oh, Kirito's a fucking beater, fuck this guy, and walk away, right? No, that like the only time that ever kind of becomes a thing or even like mentions being a thing is when fucking Sachi and her group get fucking murdered, right? And then Kirito waits to go, and then Kirito goes and tells that one guy, and he's like, hey man, check it out. So like everyone's fucking dead, but I'm a beater. And the dude's like, oh, cool, and just walks off a cliff and dies.
That actually may be a big thing. That may be a gripe that I've had, but I haven't been able to put into words. Is that SAO does such a it says things at face value and doesn't really explore further than that. So like a big thing I had with Alicization again was there were these two little girls, and they were like trained assassins of sorts.
Oh yeah.
In the anime, it's probably explored more in the books, but in the anime, like they finish their fight, and these two little girls, they're like paralyzed or whatever from poison, and then Kirito's like, "Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh, go set him free," and then they don't show that. They just say it and like, "Oh yeah, sure, it happened. Imagine it." So there's a lot of that stuff that's like, to me, would be really cool. It could be developed very well. That SAO just kind of says, "Hey, believe us, it really happened. Don't worry about it, bro." And I think that's a big, probably a good way to put it into words.
I will say, in regards to the Alicization adaptation, the novels are much better.
I'm sure that is an adaptation exclusive.
There are things that the adaptation did really well. I think that the final bit with Yu-Gi-Oh in the end of the season is pretty solid. I think they did a decent job with that scene. The last fight.
Kind of weird just to watch him flying around as a sword. I'll be honest.
The last fight.
Different.
Last fight was really poorly done in the anime. I was really
Yeah.
disappointed.
just
That's such
I
an
wanted-
incredible moment in the novels when he
I
literally.
really wanted- I'm sorry, but I really, really wanted Kirito to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh as a sword. That's all I wanted.
Well, he did. I mean, that was basically what happened.
No, he picked up the ice sword that was
Metaphorically.
supposedly Yu-Gi-Oh, not the big
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
but okay, all right. So spoilers, but basically, it's literally okay. Yu-Gi-Oh gets cut in half, right? He's like, I'm gonna die. I'm gone, dude. And then they have this heart-to-heart moment, and Yu-Gi-Oh's sword is broken, and Yu-Gi-Oh uses his incarnation to turn his own blood into the remaining bits of the sword to make the sword whole again. And so now Kirito is using this sword that is made out of his friend's blood, and then
But
he
as
dual
cool
wields
as
his
that
own
is-
sword and his friend's sword. It's
Yo,
like, oh,
dual wielding.
It would have made more sense
so good.
for them to combine their powers when Yu-Gi-Oh was at his prime and not cut in half already.
Well, that
Like,
wasn't
he
part of the
just a
plan.
flying sword, and Kirito, Boss Man, could have helped him out or
Man.
something. But no, it's just flying sword is now flying sword. That's it.
I mean, he couldn't really fight the sword golem, right? Wasn't he incapacitated at the time or something?
I think he didn't have to be. There wasn't a good way to be incapacitated. I think he was incapacitated by his disbelief that Yu-Gi-Oh was a sword. He's like, "Why would you do that, bro?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, the flying sword does everything just because." Kirito's like, "Oh man, why?"
Yeah. Well. Anyway, there's Alicization is a book series or an arc that really, really, really strongly benefits from the internal monologues of the characters, and some of that is missing in the adaptation for sure. I think the beginning of the adaptation is really good. The goblin fight is unfortunately by far the best fight in the first half, because it's really well directed and it's really good. That goblin fight rocks, and then immediately after that episode, they lost their fight director, and it shows.
I do say though,
the animation drops considerably. The fights become a lot less interesting. The last fight especially is it's a lot of it is in first person for some reason. It feels really slow and floaty. The fight against Alice in the garden, it looks like they're on the moon. What? It's really weird.
The storytelling aspect of season 2 has been very good though. Alicization.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have either of their main characters and there's just so much confusion going on has been really nice.
I love the mystery aspect of it. I love the world. The idea that these people are living this life that they don't realize is fake, and are also forced to abide by these rules that are assigned to them, and just the moments where you see the characters breaking the seal, it's oh, those are big moments, I always really liked those, and yeah, there's a lot that I really like. I think most of all, it's Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh. I just love that pair, which is why I was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
In conclusion, you're allowed to like SAO as long as you don't like SAO season 1.
As long as you don't like the weird, creepy things that happen.
Not quite. Well, okay. Yeah, it's just that there's many components to it, and there are many things that I like and simultaneously dislike. It's
Yeah.
I'm not blindly consuming media. I am critical and I am aware of what I am watching, and
Consume this product now.
it does have some very good moments.
And there's
I
some
have-
moments that I think are fun, and there's some characters that I think are fun, and there's some completely stupid, awful, bad writing, trash moments. But then I think there's moments that are cool. So, you know,
Yeah.
nothing
All right.
wrong with
Yeah.
liking it sometimes, I think.
I'm happy. I'm happy with that. You have defended your honor.
I did
I
it.
will.
What-
I
we have to
will.
figure out like what you and I have to
I will
defend.
still. Yeah, I know. That'll be next week.
Oh,
I'll-
you're still gonna make fun of me for it. I know.
It's
It's
gonna
okay.
be,
I'm still going to be fun of you for it. Yes.
I'm gonna have to defend To Love Rue. You're gonna have to defend.
Yeah, it's not gonna
Oh my
work.
God.
Bro, I
I'm
don't
just
know what
gonna-
you're gonna.
I'm just gonna make that. I'm just gonna make that fucking episode. No matter of fact, that'll be the next episode, and like I'll
It's
just.
like-
It'll just be fucking.
2
Brass
hours of
to-
Brass
yeah.
talking about To Love Rue.
Brass will now spend 2 hours trying to defend harem animes.
Just as a whole.
Oh god, maybe I should
As
just take the day off.
As I fucking just relieve myself of all the anger that I have towards fucking harem animes.
I just defend all of your points.
I despise harem animes. I swear to God.
Must be why you hate
So
SAO,
fucking-
right?
Yeah. That's the same reason why I hate SAO. It's a harem
Right.
anime.
It's a harem anime, of course. You know,
Mhm.
main character's married, but I guess it's a harem anime. That's cool.
It's still harem anime.
Okay,
They're still not married though.
they're
Oh, his
engaged.
Yo, his sister
That means
though.
it's
His
not the same
sister's
thing.
like,
Yeah,
yo,
they're gonna be married.
They're gonna be.
His
married.
sister's like, yo, I got rid of these feelings, but not really though. Haha, I still hold my brother's penis.
Yeah, well,
I'll
Sudoha,
get in there one day.
I don't know. Okay, actually, true
It'll
fact.
We'll get drunk one day.
True fact. As much as I talk about Alicization, I haven't read the second half of it.
It's
Uh,
true. Like I haven't. Well, I haven't finished the second half of the anime either.
I just like stopped reading when the because the fan translations had stopped, and then I didn't because I was current on fan translations at one point, and
Yeah.
because it was not even close to the official translations being released yet, and then I didn't catch up. I think part of it was I was like, well, they took out my favorite part, so I'm a little sad. But I plan on finishing it eventually.
Yeah.
I am relatively confident that it will not be as good as the first half is, at least in the novels.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
I don't think it'll be as good because they're bringing in all the old characters, and like nothing against the old characters, but I don't feel like they have enough.
Did you bring them in?
I think so.
Because well, I guess I haven't seen again.
Hi.
It's a 24 episodes. I've seen like 6.
Okay. Consider what?
But they're bringing what?
Okay. Okay. I'll consider.
Are they having you consider?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll think about it. I have no idea.
I hope that they're having you just consider Dump Truck Review again.
No.
I hope that with all of my heart.
What was he talking about?
That was one of the greatest days, but I don't remember what was happening. But just like every
What's
like 30
wrong,
minutes-
Kobe-kun?
Stop.
Could it be your craving?
God.
Every 30 minutes, you're like, they brought me another wired Gubu. So good.
Dude, I've got 3 wire gooeys on my desk right now.
They're on your desk.
With,
Nice.
With increasingly large ass sizes.
Yeah, as it should be.
Someone's gonna find a way to fucking 3D print that grimace fucking version of Gubu. And just send it to
Speaking
Comey.
Of SAO,
Mhm.
I haven't finished the abridged.
Oh, you should do that.
I have not watched the bridge.
Well, never mind. There goes my topic.
Yep.
That's right.
I watched it. It's pretty good.
You can talk about it more. I have no actual.
No, I
don't.
was hoping to piggyback that conversation on you too.
The only attachment I have to Sword Art is set on, and I after that I just don't even. I don't give a shit.
She's got a really good voice. I'll give you that.
She's got a really good voice, and I like her character.
What was I gonna say?
When
Oh,
she's-
I was.
I like her character when she's not like fucking just strapped to Kirito's waist.
I was gonna
Strapped to
say
his leg.
I don't think that. I think that they bring the old characters into the story, right? And I don't think that, first of all, they have enough connection to the world and I don't have enough investment in their relationship with Kirito for me to really enjoy their presence in the story. So I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it as much. Like Suguha, I'm like, whatever, like she's his sister, I guess.
You want to know the
That's
only reason
cool.
why I don't? You want to know like one of the only reasons why I don't like Senon?
Why is that?
Go ahead.
Her fucking story is this. On one hand, it's like, okay, yeah, PTSD. Fucking, she was a child and she literally shot a dude in the head and he fucking bled out. There was blood everywhere. Oh yeah, she got blood in her face. Yeah, that's fine. She's a child. Didn't know how to deal with that. It's whatever. It's cool.
What a baby, am I
Why are
right?
you-
What a wimp.
Why are you playing a game in which you play with a bunch of guns? But no, it's the specific gun that she has the PTSD trigger from, right? Now, she's playing a game with guns, and then like her entire thing is like, I need to find out how you can smile on a battlefield. That means you're strong, and it's like it's a game. Shut up. Oh my god, it's a game. What is your problem? What is all of your problems?
Yeah, I get it.
Fucking
It's an action anime.
fucking-
Serious? They
the
gotta
arc,
give you
arc
the
starts
zoom
off-
zoom and the game
the arc
review.
starts off and it's just
Yeah.
like, yo, power characters the future, agility's stupid. You do realize agility is like one of the strongest fucking things in the game, considering the fact that it lets you aim faster and do all kinds of extra shit, right? And it's like, no, power is better. What was the point of that? What is the actual point of that? Shut up.
It's a meta commentary on American politics.
What,
Yeah.
okay.
Agility
Hold
is
on.
better.
Agility
it's
is
like
better.
democracy. Ah, I got you.
You know that Aoife called George Bush the most agile president yesterday? He actually did not, but I misheard him and thought he did, so I'm gonna say that he
Yeah,
said that.
that sounds like something Aoife would say to be a shit post to shit a sword out with me.
He said, what was it? It was like charisma or something. And I heard he was the most agile president. I was like, what are you talking about?
You were like, yo, George Bush plays fucking gun gale? What?
Dude, George Bush and SAO? Would he be a beater?
He'd be Shiro in fucking Log Horizon.
Yeah.
He'd be one of the assholes that fucking wears glass. Oh my god, Log Horizon's an entire fucking different story. That show is great. Log Horizon is great, but like the characters they try to push off as like super main characters that are doing all the plotting and stuff like that, they have to have glasses.
Huh.
And they all have to do the stupid thing where they push their glasses up and it shines, and it's like, it's like they're a villain. It is so goof. I love that fucking gag, but it is so fucking goofy when the characters do it because it's so fucking stupid. We're about to beat this boss because all our teamwork, and then it's like, how did they do it? How are they beating the boss? And you look over at Shiroway and he pushes his glasses up, and it's like, shut up, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, it works because anime trope.
Or when like they were fucking doing the big war thing with all the monsters, and it's like, yo, how is his army so strong? And you look over at fucking Krusty, and he's like, and pushes his glasses up, and it's like, shut the, god damn it, shut up.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I love it. Or when they're fucking doing all the crafting, and it's like, how are they crafting so well? And you look over at that one chick, and she's like, glasses, and it's like,
Dude, you cannot be intelligent unless you have impaired vision.
You can't be one of the
it's truth.
fucking. And like the funny thing is that like they're all playing video game characters. They don't have to worry about fucking vision. So it's like the glasses are there just so they can have the stupid moment where they push their glasses up.
Glasses are
and
there to
shine
be
at them.
pushed.
The glasses are the plot point.
Can that be the title of this podcast? Is the glasses are there to be pushed?
Bet. Fucking plot point glasses there. How about that?
Plot
No.
glasses.
The villain in glasses discussion board. How about that?
Tune in 2 weeks to find out.
Because that's what they call the main character. That's his fucking moniker. Oh, look at that! It's the villain. And he's like, hey, it's like, shut up! All of you, shut up! Go away! Get out! You're done! You're fired! This anime's stupid. Keep watching it. It's great. I love it.
So much anger.
It's anger because of love and also / hate.
Sounds good.
Because stupid gimmick that is funny, but then is done 20 more times and it's just as funny but still stupid at the same time. I did my best and I got the princess to fall in love with me and now she will follow anything I say. Pushes glasses up. It's me, the villain in glasses. Me, I shall defeat everyone with my glasses.
With my glasses.
With my glasses, I shall stand above the masses and push them up in shine to show them that I have all the power that they don't have. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. This guy's twisted.
I'm the villain in glasses. Yes.
Yes.
It'll be the next 15 minutes of the podcast. It's just me going.
It's going in. Glasses. Yo, glasses are good though. Like they make characters look good.
Hey man,
They make people look good, Brass.
you get a cute girl in anime and you give her glasses and I'm like, hey, what's up with that?
I live in the world of 2D. 3D scares
Oh
me.
Jesus, Brass.
3D is gross and smelly and you have to take care of it. But
Good
2D
Lord.
stays clean forever and it doesn't smell.
Unless you do things.
No, I mean like digital 3D.
Brass.
I've seen horror stories on the internet.
It's like Nintendo. It's like Nintendogs, man. I love my Nintendogs. They don't actually shit on the floor like everywhere.
It was like the other night when we were doing UCOB and Aoife's dog took a dump on the floor.
On the floor. Yeah, that was rough.
With my Nintendogs, I don't have to worry about fucking Red Rocket dog penis popping up out of nowhere.
That's not well. I did not sign
Oh.
up for this podcast to talk about Red Rockets.
Dude,
Let's
Oreo
stop that one.
Oreo growing up was like the fucking worst. Cause like he starts off, oh, he look at me, he's a cute puppy, haha, this and that, and then he hits puberty, dog puberty, and you're like, wow, go put it away. Actually, put it away. Why is that
Jesus.
there?
Because
I would walk into
an anime podcast.
I would walk into a room and I'm like, hey,
Serious,
Oreo,
why?
you just fucking I walk into a room and
I don't
Oreo's
wanna
like, yo,
be here
what's up, dog? I'm like,
anymore.
ah!
Give yourself a hole, dude. It's getting worse. Stop.
So hey man.
See, the beautiful 2D world of anime, you don't have to deal with that.
You don't have to worry about
It's just not there.
Wow, amazing.
I was thinking about the anime, well, because of course, Ori's heckin' tiny dog. There's an anime called Dog and Scissors that I just
That
for some
I
reason.
don't
Interesting
It's
title.
a weird. I don't know how to explain the anime, except there's a tsundere girl that's a writer, and she has scissors, and then there's a dude that turns into a dog.
Oh, I know what that is.
Romance. Yeah.
Wait, why is it romance?
Because the dude's not a dog; he's a dude.
But does he turn back into a dude?
I don't recall actually. Now you mention it.
And does girl ever find out that he was the dog?
Oh, she knows the whole time. She threatens to cut him up all the time with her scissors.
So she knows that he's a dog, but does he? The question is, does he ever turn back into the human?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember.
Because if he doesn't turn back into the human, that'd be like a weird, creepy thing if it's a romance anime.
Hey, I'm not claiming anything.
Huh.
Because no, that's gross. Oh, look at the cute romance anime. Why is it a dog? Oh no. Oh no. Not that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I should know. I just don't remember.
Unfortunately, this time we didn't get to our main topic because
Oh,
Coleman
yeah.
decided to spend so much time actually defending Sword Art.
Listen, you challenged me. I'm gonna defend myself.
He's kind of.
I regret nothing.
He did defend himself, and he has his reasons for liking his thing, and I cannot fault him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You can't.
I will still make fun of Kirito.
That's
You should.
fine. I make fun of Kirito.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. This girl has PTSD because she killed somebody. I'm now going to bring up something that happened that actually was never animated until now, just so I can find common ground with main girl now.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
Now we're going to spend like an entire 10-minute scene of like Senon laying on my lap and just every butt shot they possibly can of her.
Dude, the bit where he's like thinking, he's like, who could Death Gun be? And then the camera pans to her ass, and he's like, I've got it!
Like the very first scene they show off is Senon, it's like, yo, who's this character? And it's just butt shot. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Listen, they got rid of the girls. The girl's not in the game, so they have to have another girl. It's just how it goes.
Except New Girl also falls in love with him when he's in the wheelchair,
Alice?
What?
I guess.
Oh wait, no, you're right. Hang on.
Oh no, Kirito's in a
Oh.
coma. Oh, Kirito's in a coma. What will we do? I know. I'm gonna throw a knife at him. What deflected that? His sheer force of willpower in the coma.
You laugh, but that's an established concept by that point in the
That's
story.
stupid. And if he's in a coma, he is brain dead at the
It's
moment. Shut up.
incarnation!
That is, he
Doesn't
is
care
in a
about
coma.
comas.
He is in a coma.
Comas don't matter with incarnation.
His sheer force of willpower that wants to protect you, even from his brain dead
Okay,
coma.
well,
He's
you
also
know
not
what
in a coma.
Yujio's
He
sheer force of
absolutely does
willpower
things.
did?
He's just in
Turned
he's just
into a
in
sword.
he's just brain dead.
No, that was
He is-
Cardinal.
He is brain dead, and everyone's like, "Hey, Kirito," and just nothing. He's like, you can see the drool coming off his face. People,
Hang on a second. Though. Hang on a second.
Go
Though.
ahead.
He's not in a coma. Like we say, he's in a coma. He's absolutely not in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
He
So don't worry
He's
about it.
brain dead.
he talks sometimes, very briefly.
A friend of mine to piss me off fucking brought up that scene, then he also brought up the wheelchair cloud scene.
The wheelchair cloud
I have no
scene.
idea what that is. Yeah.
The FF you saw it, Brass, when he after he came
Oh,
out.
Final
Final
Fantasy.
In the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just fucking like he's like in the wheelchair, and he's just like talking about Xenogears for
Man,
some
you're not
reason.
wrong, though. It's like
Xenogears.
exactly the same, my
Yeah,
dude.
no, legit.
The same.
No, legit. Okay, call me legit. There's a scene where fucking like Cloud. Okay, Cloud's in a wheelchair, right?
Uh-huh.
He just came out of the
The live stream.
he just came out of the live stream, and like you walk up to him and talk to him, and he's like shining light, a million shards, Xenogears, and it's like, yeah, oh yeah,
Xenogears. And then he
It
was
is-
like, Shining Light, Xenogears, Xenoblade Chronicles.
and it sucks. It sucks because like the funny thing about Xenogears is that was originally going to be FF7.
Oh yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, and then FF7 was going to be FF8.
Man.
So like.
Oh.
So like when he talks about Xenogears, it's like a hint to it. It's like, haha, look at that thing that never happened.
Wow.
And then I just sit there and cry because fucking Xenogears will never come back because that game has a lot of fucking imagery about God and stuff like that, and not many people know it.
The Zohar!
Shut the fuck up.
The Zohar, dude!
Cloud out of nowhere is just like, Pyra!
But like his like voice acting changes. He's like, Pyra!
I'm gonna take you to Elysium!
I swear it!
I
I'll-
love you!
I'll take
and
you
my
there
friends."
myself.
I'm hungry.
I'm a little hungry.
I'm also hungry. I have not eaten anything yet.
I hope that you guys have a wonderful time before next podcast.
Next podcast, Brass is
We're
going
talking
to
about
defend harem
something
animes.
Yeah.
Brass is going to defend harem animes, and
no.
I'm going
Yo,
to
we're gonna talk
fight
about
him.
the Aiki Can anime, the anime with their cans.
That's
You-
a good
You know
one.
what? You know what? Okay, here's the rules for next podcast. Comey,
Uh-huh.
you need to go watch some harem anime.
No.
You're gonna have to go watch.
I recommend you some ones that are not bad, like Nisekoi or something.
Fuck you!
That one's bad.
Nisekoi sucks.
It's not
I will
like bad.
fucking
It's not-
fight
okay,
you.
hang
I
on.
will
Well,
actually fist fight you.
hang on.
He's
It's
mad.
not bad
He's
in the
mad.
sense of like bad harem anime. It's like I'm saying it's not bad, and then like it's not like fan servicey and like going to make you uncomfortable bad. It's just bad in the storytelling sense.
You
Bad.
love her.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Chip
saying.
and
It's
Dale,
not
Chip
like
and Dale. Oh no, your dick is in my mouth. Oh no.
never happens.
It does happen.
Not in the anime, does it?
Yeah, of course it didn't happen in anime. I wonder why.
Why are you not acting like that's realistic? That happens to me all the time.
Damn, Comey like trips and falls, and
Here.
he's just suddenly like inside some female. Like, oh no, ah, damn.
That's what happens, dude. It's just how it is to be.
Well, we became one, and she's like, oh no, haha, oh, you baka.
Yeah, that's a good reaction to that. Oh, you stupid idiot! What are you doing?
You stupid baka. Slaps and runs off. 5 minutes later, what's up, Kirito? What's up, Comey? How you doing, man? What's up, man? You want to go get some food later?
No.
No, I'm Kirito, dude. Feels bad. Am I a beater?
Yeah, Comey's a beater. That's why he
I'm a
rates.
Beater, dude. Oh no, I'm a raider and a beater. I'm a reader.
A reader. Ay ay ay. Anywho,
All right. Next podcast, watch harem animes so Brass can try to defend himself, and I will proceed to shit on him because I hate harem animes.
Okay.
This is your job now, Comey.
I'm so ready. It's
my
gonna go
pod
so
mates
bad.
are gonna come
Oh,
in
it's
here
gonna
and
get
see me
so
watching
bad.
harem anime, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, bye bye."
Go watch Girls Bravo. No, don't do that one. That one's bad.
Don't.
Go
No,
watch,
no, no.
Go watch Mayo Chiki. That one's good.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
He definitively chooses a girl at the end of that one.
But that
the,
one has
is
the
that
bad
the-
stuff that he doesn't want to watch.
Is that the
It's too bad.
only
Comey's grown, man.
qualifications
He's-
for a good show is if they pick someone at the end?
Yes.
I see. So I guess SEO's really good after all.
and make it the girl that they established at the very beginning was going to be the girl, rather than being Nisekoi and being like, "Hey,
Hang
I like
on.
this girl,"
Whoa.
rather than
About
being Nisekoi.
subversion.
Yeah.
And you say
And then fucking Nisekoi happens, and it's like, I like this girl that
I
I've
think
liked
you're
for
just
years.
salty,
And it also
buddy.
turns out she's
Hang on
actually
for
the
a
one. But then,
no,
the
no.
other girl that came
Stop
in,
your mouth.
that I was forced to have,
your
I was forced to
crap.
be in a relationship.
No. You say that is your requirement for a harem anime, and you choose Kuroneko?
I'm sorry.
Boy.
Oh,
Boy?
yeah. Fuck you, no. Fuck you. Kuroneko's good.
But your requirement. No, we're talking about this next week. I'm out of here. Get it. No. Shed your trap.
You bitch.
All right.
Okay, I'll see you guys.
See you
Tell me
later.
your
See you for
sister's
raid
favorite
rest. I'll
choice,
see you
I'll fucking
later.
slap you.
Yeah. Yeah. That is tonight. Oh
is
man,
tonight.
I got more raid before that. Oh boy.
Oh, I see.
Yeet.
See ya.
Ayo.
All right. See you later.
See you later, Comey.
Peace. Thanks for watching. We're gonna head out. I'll be back for raid later tonight at let's see, it'll be 10 o'clock, so 3 hours from now. Okay, bye. Thanks.